Hey, welcome back to the channel. So last night I was playing a 9-ball tournament and a buddy of mine asked me what my opinion was on Greenland. Now, I was hesitant at first to make this video, but I decided it might be a good one to talk about because it could shed some light on the current geopolitical landscape. For better or worse, old DJT, he says what he means and he means what he says. So, my opinion on Greenland? To be honest with you, I think Jimmy Carr nailed it pretty good.
Should we sell Greenland?
Should you sell it? Well, you've got the alternative is they take it. Yeah, Greenland's got. Well, you sold them the American Virgin Islands, right? You had a holiday home, and you fucking sold it. There was a Trump back then. The same tactics. Sell it or they would take it. Okay, well, fucking sell it. Have you learned nothing?
All right, so all jokes aside, here's a few things I think you should know. Regardless of your stance on global warming, the facts indicate that our planet is heating up and the Arctic ice caps are melting. This is going to open up the Northwest Passage, making it a massive shipping lane. This isn't John's propaganda, but here's some data for you. In 2019, China bid on an airport project. It was backed by a loan by over $500 million that China would give to Greenland. Now, this loan was the very definition of a bad loan. Like the underwriters from 2008 wouldn't let this go through. It's like getting approved for a $6 million home when you work part-time at a Chipotle. So what happens when you inevitably default on a loan? Well, the lender forecloses on the property and China would have an airport in Greenland. So China doesn't have any ice-breaking ships, so if China wants to project power in the Atlantic or over the North Americas, an airport in Greenland is ideal. So the sitting president of the United States really enjoys getting people riled up. It's good television. He said it himself.
This is going to be great television, I will say that.
Trump enjoys catering to his supporters, and claiming that he's going to take Greenland by force is a prime example of that. The U.S. isn't going to invade Greenland, as that would be the fastest way to undermine America's status on the global stage. Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and Denmark is a NATO ally. Invading Greenland would be the United States attacking a treaty ally. Now, per Article 5, an attack on one would be an attack on all, right? So, since Trump's made these remarks about Greenland, the Nordic countries immediately rushed to Denmark's defense. France sent troops, Germany sent reconnaissance teams, but Europe's so-called Big Three, right? London, Paris, Berlin, they've all remained inconsistent at what they say versus what they do. When statements finally did come out, they were carefully worded to avoid criticism of Washington. Now, 6 European countries issued a joint statement just a few days ago that Arctic security should be collected and that Greenland's future is for Denmark and Greenland alone to decide. Now, let's talk about NATO Article 1. Article 1 says the parties undertake as set forth in the Charter of the United Nations to settle any international disputes in which they may be involved by peaceful means, in such a manner that international peace and security and justice are not in danger, and to refrain in their international relations from the threat or use of force in any manner inconsistent with the purpose of the United Nations. NATO would cease to exist. Someone's quick wit would then just tell me that Trump's talked about leaving NATO before, maybe he'll actually do it. He won't. Polymarket is showing 10%. Okay, so yeah, there's a non-zero chance that he will, but trust me, he won't. And here's why I say that. America relies on NATO just as much as NATO depends on America. The U.S. military doesn't function solely from the United States. America deploys its forces through bases and ports that are owned by our allies. Germany hosts around 35,000 U.S. military personnel on a permanent basis. Italy plays a vital role in the Mediterranean, right? Spain is where the Navy resupplies. The UK is home to a boatload of U.S. fighter jets like the F-35. Basically, the U.S. would struggle to project power like on a global scale without NATO. Now, we can't keep NATO if we attack an ally. That's simply the way it is. So, my opinion on this? Come on, don't worry. The U.S. is not going to invade Greenland, taking it by force. I am, however, willing to bet that some moves are going to take place, and fairly soon I think you'll see a lot of U.S. air defense systems small airports for drones, and Greenland will probably end up being a permanent duty station for a small contingency of troops, like Camp Humphreys or Naval Base Guam. So that's all I've got to say about this, really. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe.